I stared at her post, stunned. Tired of men who think they control me. I don't belong to anyone. There she was, airport selfie, giant coffee, smug grin like she'd won a prize. After I was the bad guy for asking for one simple boundary. I didn't fight. I didn't beg. I just changed my status to single best move ever. My name's Grant. I'm 31, living in Nashville, and I thought I had it all figured out. Steady job, nice condo, and a fiancé I trusted. Now, I'm sipping coffee on my balcony, watching storm clouds roll in, while her desperate texts light up my phone like fireworks. Let's rewind so you see how it all fell apart. Hannah and I were together for 5 years, lived together for 3, engaged for 8 months. She was gorgeous, smart, the kind of person who lit up a room. I was planning our wedding. She was, apparently planning her exit. And it started with Brady, the ex who should have stayed in the past. Brady was her college boyfriend, the one she dated for years before me, the one whose name still made her pause. He moved back to town. And suddenly, Brady was everywhere. Brady's coming to trivia night. Brady's joining us for drinks. I played it cool, but inside, red flags everywhere. Then came the gym obsession. 6 a.m. boot camps. New workout clothes every week. Gym selfies. Strong. Women lift each other up. Right. Funny how that started when Brady moved back. The phone? Always face down. Always locked. Always glued to her hand. But I said nothing. I wanted to trust her. I was determined not to be that guy. Then came that night. Over tacos like it was no big deal, she says. Brady invited me to his cabin for the weekend. Just him. For networking. I almost dropped my drink. Networking? At a cabin? Alone? With your ex? She rolled her eyes. It's not like that. Sure. I stayed calm. I said I wasn't okay with it. And what did she do? Blew up. Slammed cabinets. Called me controlling. Said she wouldn't go. But she was furious. Next morning, empty bed. Her gym bag? Gone. So was the weekend bag she promised she wouldn't need. And then the Instagram post. Airport. Coffee. Smug grin. Tired of men who think they control me. I don't belong to anyone. The comments? Yes, queen. Leave the toxic energy behind. I sat there numb as it hit me. She didn't care. Not about me. Not about us. I didn't rage. I didn't cry. I went to work. Nailed my presentation. And Saturday, I made my move. Changed my status to single. No drama. No explanation. Just truth. And I felt free. When I turned my phone back on. Chaos. 45 missed calls. Hundreds of texts. Please, let's talk. You're overreacting. Why are you doing this to me? Her friends. Her mom. Even Brady had the nerve to text. I muted them all. Packed a bag. Crashed at my brother's. Watched football. Ate wings. Slept better than I had in months. And that night, I texted Cassie, the girl from my cousin's wedding. Sweet, funny, real. Hey, is that drink offer still open? Her reply, absolutely. When? And for the first time in a long time, I smiled. By Monday morning, my phone was still vibrating like crazy. Messages, voicemails, missed calls, all from Hannah, her friends, her mother, even Brady, of all people. The audacity. I hadn't even responded to a single word. I didn't need. 2. My relationship status said it all. By noon, I saw it. Her new post. Black screen. White letters. Going through something. Please respect my space. Respect her space? While she'd been blowing up my phone for 2 days straight, I laughed out loud in my office. My coworkers probably thought I'd lost it. Maybe I had, but not the way she thought. Tuesday night came, and I went on that drink with Cassie. She was even more wonderful than I remembered. Kind, funny, and actually present. Not once did she check her phone. Not once did she look bored. We talked. We laughed. And for a few hours, I remembered what it felt like to be treated like I mattered. Around 9, I turned my phone back on. 23 new missed calls. From Hannah. I didn't read the text. I didn't have to. That's when I noticed something else. Her infamous airport post. Gone. Vanished like it never existed. So much for living her truth. Now she was back to pretending she was some poor, heartbroken victim. The irony was almost poetic. When I got home late that night, guess who was sitting on my porch steps? Yep, Hannah. Eyes puffy, hair a mess, mascara streaked down her cheeks. She'd flown back early. "You ignored me for days," she said, voice trembling. "You flew to a cabin with your ex after I asked you not to." I shot back. She tried to argue, but I came back. I left early. "Doesn't that count for something?" I shook my head. "You came back because I changed my status, not because you respected me enough to stay." She started crying harder. "Where were you?" "I've been waiting." "Out," I said. Simple as that. Where did it matter anymore? We weren't a we. "You can't be serious," she said. "We live together. We have a lease." I took a deep breath. "Actually, no. I checked this weekend. The lease and deposit are in my name. I paid every dime of the rent. You're an occupant, Hannah, and I'm giving you your 30 days notice in writing. After that, I'll have to start the formal eviction process." The look on her face, like I'd punched her, but I hadn't. I was just done. Completely, utterly done. The next few weeks were uncomfortable. She refused to leave, of course. Pack nothing, move nothing. We lived like strangers passing in the night. She tried everything: the tears, the anger, the seduction. She'd walk around in my old t-shirts, trying to remind me of what we had. It didn't work. Not once. But then came the twist I didn't see coming. A message on Facebook from a woman named Emily. "Hi, I'm Brady's girlfriend. I think we should talk." I froze. Brady's girlfriend? Since when did he have a girlfriend? Emily and I met for coffee. She was sharp, direct, no nonsense. And she came armed with screenshots, texts, calls, plans, pictures. Brady's phone was synced to their shared tablet. Every message, every photo, every detail of his betrayal, right there. She slid the device across the table. "You deserve to see this." Turns out Brady and Hannah weren't just catching up. They'd been in full-blown affair territory for months. The so-called work trip, a romantic getaway. No coworkers. No networking. Just two people who'd been lying through their teeth. Emily wanted revenge. She wanted a dramatic confrontation. A public spectacle? But me? I had a different plan. "Let them think they're getting away with it," I said. "The best revenge?" Watching them crash and burn on their own. Emily hesitated, but agreed. That night, Hannah tried one more time. She came to my room. I'd moved to the guest room by then, wearing the nightgown I'd given her for our anniversary. One miss. "You," she whispered. "Can we talk?" "Sure," I said. "Tell me about Brady." Her face went pale. "What about Brady? Are you sleeping with him?" "No." "Why would you even ask that?" She shot back. But I was ready. I pulled up the screenshots Emily had sent me. "Want to explain these?" I asked, calm as can be. And that's when the mask dropped. The tears dried up. The sweetness vanished. "You're pathetic." She screamed. "Brady makes me feel alive. You're boring." "Predictable." "Then go feel alive at his place," I said. She packed that night. Took half the stuff that wasn't hers. I didn't. Stop her. I didn't need to. Peace is worth more than any material thing. 2 days after she left, I started getting texts from mutual friends. "Dude, Hannah's saying you kicked her out for no reason. You should at least hear her side." Really? Did they think I woke up one morning and decided to end a 5-year relationship for fun? I didn't bother replying. Let them believe whatever made them sleep at night. The truth was coming, and it was going to hit hard. Meanwhile, Emily kept feeding me updates. Brady had no clue. He thought he pulled it off. He and Hannah, they moved in together. Or rather, he moved her into Emily's old apartment. That's right, the same apartment Emily had kicked him out of after she caught him. The irony? Hannah posted a photo on Instagram, cozy on the couch, blanket over their legs, caption, "Finally found peace." Peace? In a borrowed apartment, built on lies? I nearly choked on my coffee. But Emily wasn't done. She had a plan, and I admired it. Brady didn't just work anywhere. He worked at Emily's father's company. And he'd gotten promoted. Because he was dating the boss's daughter. Classic move, right? Well, Emily scheduled a meeting. With HR and with her dad. She brought the receipts, the messages, the photos. The proof that Brady had used his position to give Hannah's company massive discounts to impress her. Conflict of interest? Absolutely. Violation of policy? No question. Brady was called into HR that Friday. Fired on the spot. No dramatic shouting. No begging, just a swift, brutal end. And the best part? Hannah didn't even see it coming. That same night she posted another gem. "Proud of my man." Hard work pays off. Hard work? He was unemployed before she even hit post. A week later, it got even better. The apartment? Yeah, that wasn't Brady's. It was Emily's. Her name was on the lease. Her money paid the rent. So when she kicked him out, guess what? Hannah and Brady were homeless. They ended up crashing at Hannah's sister's cramped one-bedroom with her sister's boyfriend and 2 cats. Peaceful, right? Meanwhile, my life? Thriving. No more sleepless nights. No more waiting up, wondering where she was. No more second-guessing my own sanity. I threw myself into work. Got promoted. Spent weekends hiking, hanging out with friends, trying things I'd put off for years. And Cassie? We went slow, but steady. And every time she smiled at me like I mattered, I thanked my lucky stars I'd escaped that disaster. Then, because karma apparently wasn't done, Hannah reached out again. 3 weeks later. Can we talk? The nerve. I ignored it at first, but curiosity won. We met at a coffee shop. Neutral ground. No more porch scenes. She looked rough. No makeup, hair thrown up, dark circles under her eyes. I messed up, she said, straight to the point. I nodded. Yeah, you did. Brady's not who I thought he was, she continued. It was a mistake. A mistake? Just one? What about all the choices she made? Every lie, every secret, every post designed to humiliate me. Okay, I said. And? She stared at me, waiting, like I was supposed to offer her some lifeline. I didn't. What do you want from me, Hannah? I asked God I want to come home, she whispered. I almost laughed. That's not happening, I said. Calm. Final dot we. We're together 5 years. You're just throwing that away? No, I said. You threw it away. When you lied. When you chose him. When you thought I'd stick around and wait for you to come back. She tried to grab my hand. I pulled back. Please, she sighed. I'll do anything. Therapy, counseling, whatever you want. What I want, I said, is for you to learn from this, just not with me. And I walked out, left her sitting there. No dramatic scene. No shouting, just quiet, simple truth. And that was worth more than any revenge plan could ever give me. After that coffee shop goodbye, I expected it to be over. Done. But life has a way of keeping the drama going even when you want peace. Hannah tried the silent route at first. No texts, no calls, no surprise appearances at my place. I thought, maybe, just maybe, she finally accepted it. I was wrong. A week later, my buddy Mark sent me a screenshot. Hannah had posted a long, teary-eyed video on social media. The caption? When you lose everything because someone couldn't forgive you. In the video, she sniffled, talked about heartbreak, about trying to rebuild after betrayal. Betrayal? I couldn't believe my eyes. She painted me as the villain. The irony would have been funny if it wasn't so ridiculous. And people bought it. Comments flooded in. You're so strong. He didn't deserve you. Keep your head up, queen. I was floored. But I stayed silent. Why? Because the truth was working its way out, and I didn't need to lift a finger. See, Emily wasn't done cleaning house. She'd mentioned Brady had used his connections at her dad's company to land side gigs, shady contracts, things that would definitely not sit well with legal. She started feeding that info to the right people, and the fallout was spectacular. Brady didn't just lose his job. He lost his reputation. Every bridge he built burned down overnight, and Hannah? The walls started closing in fast. And Brady tried to rent a new place, but no landlord wanted them after the mess they left at Emily's apartment. Word had spread. Small town energy in a big city. Turns out, people talk. They bounced between friends' couches, making it look like they were just taking time to decide where to settle, when really, they had nowhere to go. Meanwhile, my life kept getting better. Cassie and I grew closer. I was in the best shape of my life, mentally and physically. Work thrived. I rediscovered my hobbies. Even picked up a guitar again, something I hadn't done since college. And the peace, the sweet, quiet peace, worth every ounce of the storm it took to get here. But the craziest twist? It wasn't over. Not even close. It started with a random message request. Some guy named Derek. I didn't recognize the name. His first line? Hey man, I think we need to talk about Hannah and Brady. I was curious. Who wouldn't be? We met for a beer. Turns out, Derek was Brady's old roommate. The one Brady had ditched when he moved in with Emily. And Derek? Oh, He had stories. According to him, Brady had a long track record. Hannah wasn't the first woman he tangled up in lies. Not even close. Derek laid it all out. Past flings, broken leases, unpaid debts. And now? Brady owed him nearly $2,000 in rent and utilities from when they lived together. Figures, I said, shaking my head. But Derek didn't just want to vent. He had a plan. What if we pull what we know? Let the truth out. The real truth. Not the social media fairy tale. I considered it. But honestly, I didn't need revenge. Watching them self-destruct was enough. I told Derek as much. Thanks, but I'm good. Let karma do its thing. And, oh, karma kept swinging. A few days later, I got another text from Hannah. Short, desperate. I'm sorry. Can we please just talk? I ignored it. Then came the emails. I missed what we had. I made a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. And finally, Brady isn't who I thought he was. Please, Grant. The cycle was so predictable, it was almost boring now. The same person who painted me as the villain, who'd run into Brady's arms, who'd thrown our life away without a second thought. Now wanted it all back. But here's the thing. I wasn't that guy anymore. I wasn't the guy who'd stay up all night wondering what I did wrong. I wasn't the guy who'd take her back just because she was scared or lonely. I didn't reply. Not once. I let the silence speak for me. And that drove her more insane than any words ever could. It's funny how life works. While Hannah and Brady were busy crashing and burning, I was just living. Quietly. Happily. No drama. One Friday evening, after a long week at work, I stopped at a gas station. Grabbed a soda, a pack of gum handed. Over a 20. The clerk gave me back a few crumpled bills and some coins. I don't know why. Maybe I was feeling lucky. Or maybe I just didn't want the change jingling in my pocket. But I said, give me 3 scratch-offs. The first ticket, a total dud. Not even a free ticket. The second, $2. Big whoop. But the third? Oh, the third was the game changer. I scratched it lazily in the car, engine running, half listening to the radio. And then I froze. My heart skipped a beat, then pounded. And kept pounding. There it was, clear as day. Jackpot. I stared at it, then looked away, then stared again like maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. They weren't. I just won. $250,000. $250,000. I sat there, gripping the ticket like it might vanish into thin air. My mind raced. Was this real? Could this be happening? I read the rules on the back twice. Then again, it was real. It was mine. I laughed. An actual full belly laugh. The kind I hadn't let out in years. Well, I thought. Guess. Boring old Grant's luck just changed. The first person I called. My brother. I could barely get the words out. I just won $250,000, I said. His response? Shut up. No way, but it was way. We met at a bar, and I showed him the ticket like it was a trophy. He hugged me so hard, I thought my ribs might crack. You deserve this, he said. And for the first time in a long time, I believed it. The next few days were a blur of paperwork, bank visits, planning. I didn't tell many people, kept it quiet. But somehow, as these things go, the news leaked. Small town energy strikes again. And guess who came crawling out of the woodwork? You guessed it. Hannah Dodd had started with a like on one of my old photos. Then a comment. So proud of you. The audacity. Then came the DM. Congrats. I always knew you were destined for great things. I rolled my eyes so hard I thought, they might get stuck. This was the same woman who called me boring, predictable, pathetic. Now she wanted to play supportive ex? Not a chance, but it didn't stop there. The messages kept coming. I miss our talks. I wish we could celebrate together. I made mistakes. I see that now. And finally, please, can we just meet for coffee? One coffee. I didn't reply. Why would I? I was busy planning my next chapter. A better one. One without the constant weight of betrayal dragging me down. Cassie, on the other hand, she was thrilled for me. We went out that weekend, just the two of us. No fanfare, no big spending spree. Just good food, good conversation, and genuine happiness. She didn't care about the money. She cared about me. And that was worth more than all the scratch-offs in the world. Meanwhile, Brady and Hannah's lives continued to unravel. A mutual friend mentioned they were fighting constantly. Money trouble, no jobs, no stability. And the best part, it wasn't because I did anything. They did it all to themselves. I didn't need to lift a finger. The truth, as always, handled the revenge for me. Still, I'll admit, holding that winning ticket in my hand, seeing the panic in Hannah's eyes the next time we crossed paths, when she realized I was not only thriving but winning, that felt pretty sweet, and I hadn't even cashed the ticket yet. I thought winning that jackpot was my high point. But the universe? It had one last twist in store. A twist that wrapped this whole wild ride with a perfect poetic bow dot. It started with a charity event. My company sponsored a fundraiser for a local youth program. The kind of thing I might have skipped before, but not this time. Cassie was volunteering, so of course I went. And as luck would have it, the event was at one of the city's nicest hotels, the same hotel hosting a fancy networking gala that night. Guess who was at that gala? Brady and Hannah. Small world, right? I didn't see them at first. But as I mingled, donated, and felt good about giving back, I heard it. A loud, heated whisper. We can't afford this. Why did you think this was a good idea? I turned. There they were. Brady, red face, looking like he hadn't slept in a week. Hannah, dressed up, but the glow was gone. The tension? Thick. Enough to cut with a knife. Before I could look away, Hannah spotted me. Her eyes widened. She froze for a beat, then plastered on that fake smile I knew too well. She grabbed Brady's arm, as if trying to make a point. But Brady barely noticed. His eyes darted everywhere, like he was looking for an exit. Cassie came up behind me, linking her arm through mine. Hey, you okay? She asked, noticing where I was looking. Never better, I said, and I meant it. Then fate stepped in. The event's MC announced the winners of the evening's charity raffle. The grand prize? A weekend getaway at that same hotel's luxury suite. And the winner is Grant Miller. The crowd clapped. Cassie laughed. And Hannah? She looked like she'd swallowed a lemon. The irony was delicious. Here I was, winning again, while she stood there with the man she'd thrown everything away for, broke, bitter, and stuck. I could have left it at that, but something inside me wanted closure, real closure. I walked over, polite as could be. Evening, I said. Fancy seeing you two here. Brady mumbled something and looked at his shoes. Hannah forced a smile. Grant ... wow. Congratulations on your win. Thanks, it's been a good year, I said, letting the words hang. In the air, she glanced at Cassie, who smiled warmly, the picture of grace. You look happy, Hannah said, voice small. I am, I said simply. I hope you find that too. And with that, I walked away. No dramatic scene, no cheap shots. Just peaced out the next morning. I checked my messages. Hannah had sent one last text. I really hope you're happy. I'm sorry for everything. Take care. I didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. My winnings, I didn't do anything flashy. No sports cars. No wild splurges. I paid off my condo. Donated to causes I cared about. Took my family on a vacation they'd never forget. And Cassie? We kept growing. Building something real. Something. Built on trust, not lies. Months passed. The last I heard, Brady had moved out of state, trying to outrun his burned bridges. Hannah was working 2 jobs, living with a cousin. They weren't together anymore. No surprise there. And me? I kept living my so-called boring life. The one she mocked. The one she thought wasn't enough. But let me tell you something. There's nothing boring about waking up every day free of drama, free of doubt, and full of hope. There's nothing boring about winning. Not the lottery, not raffles, not charity drawings, but winning at life. Because here's the truth no Instagram post will ever tell you. Peace is the biggest jackpot of all. And sometimes, the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's moving on so far, so fast, that they can't even see your dust. That's the end of today's story. Did things turn out the way you thought? Or were there some surprises along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't joined the community yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to catch new stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.